So this week we're going to talk about this little camera, which is the Nikon F55. It's hailed as the bargain film camera for the digital age, and it's a film camera that shoots just like a digital camera that you can buy for less than 50 quid. So this is the Nikon F55, which was a consumer film camera that was brought out in 2002 in the midst of a digital revolution. And it basically is the same form factor as their D70s, D80s, D90s digital cameras, but shooting on film. So what you have here is a film camera that's going to feel very familiar if you're used to shooting digital. And of course, it's incredibly lightweight and very inexpensive. So hopefully, I'll be able to find you the perfect first film camera if you're a digital shooter. So what's this camera got? It's got autofocus, which admittedly by today's standards is probably a bit slow. It's got all the different shooting modes you'd expect. You've got manual, fully automatic, aperture priority, shutter priority. It's got your little LCD screen so that you can see what you're doing. It's got a little pop-up flash, which I always hated because it was very, very hard light. So I only really thought it was any good for setting off bigger flash guns. And speaking of bigger flash guns, if you wanted to set these off, you would put a hot shoe mount on and you could use that. The disadvantages are that it's got a flash sync of 1/90th of a second, which is a bit slow. It's got no input for a shutter release cable, and it's got no input for a flash sync cable. But apart from that, you've got yourself a light, easy to use and very solid little film camera, which won't feel that alien if you're a digital shooter. So let's go out and see what it's like and find out if it really is a good first film camera, if you're thinking of taking it up, but you've been shooting digital all your life. So with light like this, we're not going to stay in the studio, are we? So we've taken the camera out onto the field. Not exactly the field, we're in the woods. But the light's coming in, it's beautiful. I've got one flash gun with an amber gel on it just to fill her out a little bit because my other flash pack wasn't holding charge. Otherwise I might have done like a teal and orange kind of thing. But really the point of coming out here was to check this little camera out, and it was a fantastic experience because it's shooting film, but it's like shooting digital. You're not winding anything on, it does everything for you. To load the film, all you have to do is pop the film in and shut the back, and it does the rest of it for you. I'm fairly familiar with these lenses because, of course, they're the same lenses we got on the old Nikon digital cameras. So they're not great, but they're not that bad. So in all, we've got a camera here, which will set you back less than 50 quid, feels like a digital camera, but shoots film. Okay, so what is the catch? The Nikon 28 to 100mm f4 kit lens. When you're putting one of these lenses on a potato like the D70, which is a 6.1 megapixel camera, it's probably not that big a deal. But if you put one of these wine glasses on the front of a 35mm camera, it really doesn't do the medium justice. And so you're really just throwing money away. Because if you remember, you're probably going to spend more on the film than you are on the camera at this point. So this camera's probably fine for your first few rolls, but after that, you're really going to want to get a decent piece of glass to put on the front of it. I just want to say that the film that I shot on today's video was very, very kindly sent to me. I don't know who you are, but I'm really, really grateful. So it's your film that I shot these pictures on, so thank you very much. If you'd like to send me some film and help the channel out, then there's a wish list in the description below and you can do that. And if you like the video, you know what to do, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And I'll see you in next week's video. Until then, happy shooting.